We're live on the interwebs. Yeah,
It is a great
damn.
day to be alive.
We here.
You know it's rough outside when it's lightning,
Late as balls.
late as balls, and on a Friday.
I know, right? We got our fucking days all mixed up.
Doing trickinisms. Well, hello there, sis. Yo, Ambro. What we doing about this camping trip, sis?
Gotta have that going on, dude. Real shit. Death Kitty, Jason was had it. Jen was had it.
Chase.
Beach was had it.
What's good, y'all?
We're getting buck wild tonight, guys.
Okay.
We're getting crazy tonight.
Yeah, I know.
Mm.
Well, well, we try to stay out of the drama as much as we can, but when
I was just
stupid shit's said and we have to chime in a little bit.
Right. Oh yeah, Ambro. For real, I forget where old Mr. Towboater was. I forget where he said that he was looking at. I think where'd you say he was looking at? He was like in where?
North Alabama.
I almost said Arkansas. So at North Alabama.
North Alabama is like midways for all of us.
Except for my ass. I'm blessed.
What's up, Nick? Ambro?
What up, Stoner?
Nick, Stoner man. What's going on, both?
What's up, guys?
Let's let Sniper do his little roasting real quick.
Well, it's not. Well, I'm trying to stay out of the drama as much as we can, but when stupid shit be said and stupid shit be done, yeah, I gotta bring it up, man. I'm sorry.
Right.
But
do you think, bro?
Okay, for the first one, old Tranny Glover, homie. I've heard that you've been in one of my boys' DMs and crying like a little bitch boy that you are.
Oh yeah.
Probably not the smartest move that you're doing. I was just gonna say that.
Doing cutting off waters.
Doing cutting off H2Os and shit,
Oh man.
That's all I'm saying.
Well, I'm like you're crying and you're asking me what you make a whole paragraph of and talk about church, like doing drugs, and if you were a Creek Squad, we'd tell them, get in a rehab or do this, and it's like, bro, I seen the DMs that you sent to him. he screenshotted them and sent them to me, so I know exactly what you said, dog. Like, you can't. All you did was lie in that thing. You can't blame somebody for doing drugs when you're on lives with a fucking Fit the Crown Royal next to you, talking about somebody should get off of drugs when you're doing alcohol yourself. Shut the fuck up, bro.
Doing projections.
Get your own shit sober, bro. Like, stop putting your fucking shit on somebody else that isn't doing the shit that you're saying. I said, hey, my friend, I seen the text, and he said, why don't you if you have that, and you're saying he's on drugs, and we should be telling him to get off it and go to rehab and shit. Well, send me proof. I want a picture. I want a video. I want something that I'm not going to go and say to him, hey, church, maybe let's do this. But you don't have no proof of him doing anything. So until you have proof of him doing it, unlike yourself where you have a Fit the Crown Royal in front of you, sipping on that shit in front of people on the motherfucking internet where we can see it, that's showing me that You're doing it, and he's not because you have no proof. We have all the proof.
Yep.
Right. What's up, Steph?
Yep. Yeah.
You know, triple queer over there, and we got to talk about the other moron of the internet, triple queer. Now, for one, if you're gonna talk shit, make sure that you have your fucking facts straight, man. You went up on the internet with old tranny Glover up there, and I know you did the video without him, but it was Creek Squad against the MacBook. Oh, homie, did you not watch that live? Because you're saying shit that didn't fucking happen. He didn't ask for donations for that computer. That just naturally happened. So you need to just back up, or I don't know, stop fucking lying on your shit. Like, that whole fucking side is nothing but fucking liars. And anybody that goes over there and gives that shit bullshit a view is fucking crazy.
Yep.
It's the same shit the fucking lefties do. They sit there and lie. I mean, look at the fucking news that's out. It's the same.
Are y'all mad because nobody's donating to what the fuck y'all doing? That's because people don't want to donate to fucking lies.
Well, for one, you can't say, oh, they're asking for donations because church won't buy Kalani. No, dog, that had nothing to do with it. If you listen, Kalani said, church asked me if I needed anything, and he said, I don't need something. You know what I'm saying? Because he's not using everybody in church for fucking money like everybody else does. Nope. So, of course, he's not going to ask for a fucking MacBook like that from church. Now, if, you know, it started from a $2 fucking donation, say, hey, you know, kind of like a laugh from somebody saying, hey, this goes to Kalani's MacBook, you know, a laughing thing, to people saying, oh, no, if Kalani needs a MacBook, we'll help donate. So that's how that turned out. Don't go over on your fucking thing and twist all the words and make it seem like people were ingenuous and doing donation type shit, because that's not how it happened. Go back and watch that video and stop fucking lying your old ass off. Being part of the military doesn't make you any higher than anybody. You can still be a straight up jack off being in the military and a fucking scumbag like yourself, bro. I don't give a fuck what military. I don't care if you got your dick hole blown off in the military. You can still be a fucking asshole. And that's exactly what the fuck you are. You're a fucking scumbag. You're a kid groomer. You're the head bagger of the fucking internet of that side. There, my fucking rant's done.
Sniper got him. Ended up in the crosshairs.
Now we can get on with the Gabe can talk now.
And now back to your regular broadcasting.
Sorry guys, I had to get that off, man. I've been
good, bro.
On that shit, man. I don't understand why you going, like, dude, you're a fucking rapper. Why are you in the regular people's fucking DMs and shit, man? Like, my homie doesn't do anything but be mods on some of these channels. Like, why are you in his fucking DM? Like,
right.
Yeah,
that's fucking crazy.
That's the weird part. It doesn't make any sense why, you know, artists being a fan's DMs, especially when that person is sitting here fucking preaching, you know, he don't want any, you know, he done with the drama, and then on top of that, you know, homie, like you're saying that, you know, you're working, you're grinding. People don't know how to work nowadays, man. People just don't know how to work. Bro, you are in the DMs of fans over another grown. You obviously have time, which means that you ain't working and you ain't grinding.
Bro, they're not. They're consistently on lives on YouTube talking shit about one person.
Well,
But
one
when
person,
the
everybody else
but
is
when the
surrounding the person.
right, but when that person they're talking shit about decides to open his mouth and put his 2 cents in and stick up for himself, that's all he does is internet drama. No, he gave y'all 27 Instagram stories at 30 seconds apiece, and y'all go talk about it for 6 hours.
It's
What
exactly
up, home team? What up, Mike?
it's exactly what Death
Home
Kid
team in
said.
the house.
What up, home team? Uh, it's exactly what Death Kid just said. They are obsessed.
They
It is.
are.
It's an obsession, man. You know. Uh, mm, mm, mm. Yeah, it's starting to get really fucking annoying, dude. Like, dude, why can't you guys just make your music and put the music out? How about
They
that?
can't. They have to attach Ryan's name somewhere in it, or it won't get clicks.
Because it's just not that good.
No,
Period.
like I
Period.
said, if y'all would just shut up and put out music, I still wouldn't listen to it.
Yeah, but I'm saying like, but why go on the internet to lie? Because like, it's not like your lies can't get looked up, bro. Like your lies are actually on fucking camera. Like you have video proof of your lies. Like just straight out lies. I
Right.
mean, we can play that fucking video that you know fucking triple queer over there made about Creek Squad and the computer thing. I mean, you can play that whole fucking video through that whole thing. It did nothing but fucking lie about everything. And it's wild that people are like, oh, well, that's great, Timber. Yeah, you got him. Oh, get the fuck out of here. Fucking sheeple. Golly.
Yeah. Yeah. No, I don't understand it, man. It doesn't make any sense to me how. I think we've talked about this before. How dude can sit here and just rant and bullshit lie on somebody. No, not have any solidified evidence that says that this person is what they're trying to call this person. When on the other side of the coin, in their glass house, there is plenty of proof that shows and speaks that this guy is weird. This guy is fucking sick, dude. It
I
wasn't
mean, you project being the p word on other people. You know, like poor BX from Triple Queer over there, who's getting it all the time. But yet, dog, you had videos being a head bagger.
Right.
I'm just saying how it
Like
is.
this
Trying to
right here.
act like you're making a video from a fucking flip phone. Trying to say you're gonna try to do sitcoms or put it on, make TV shows out of it, like through a fucking flip phone. I mean, come on, dog. Like, we're not fucking retarded, bro.
Well, like Steph said, the whole live was nothing but love all around. Dude, I was in there from pretty much start to finish. I watched it all go down. Within the first 2 minutes, Justin's in the fucking chat talking shit. Ryan's not coming up. Da-da-da-da-da. Dude, go do something with yourself. Get off the internet. Go to bed. You know?
Well, I mean, do something
do
else,
you drink?
bro. Like,
is your favorite drink Crown because you'll never wear the crown?
I don't know. Could be that.
Crown of drinking, bro. He's the crown of drinking. He's the king of drinking, bro.
He's the clown. That's what he is. He's a fucking clown.
Well, see, that's why the people don't come over in this chat. If you've noticed, our chat's been pretty pretty quiet with people coming over here and nagging shit because, I mean,
I mean, you can
my
come over
homie
all you
Jody,
want. You're just
man,
gonna get
he'll go
booted.
over there and yeah, that's what I'm saying. He'll get him out of here real quick. So I dare him to come over here and try.
Y'all got y'all own platforms to talk on. This is ours.
That's what I'm saying. Like, do your like if you got shit to say, man, go like start a YouTube, do your own goddamn thing. Like, we're not gonna be over here to be your jumping off platform to get your bullshit out of here.
Mm-hmm.
I just wish that people could just go your own ways and do your own things and just
Right, bro.
when did like we got to get to a point, man, where we just like, damn, bro, nobody minds their own business anymore. Nobody does. Nobody just minds their own business. Like before phones, you couldn't get into bullshit unless like it was like in your
Family
there
shit
in the
or
moment.
friends
Or
or
it was
people that
something
are
in the
around you.
moment.
Exactly. It
Yeah.
was right in front of you. Like it was,
Like you're not going to ride bikes with your homeboys, and next thing you know, you end up across town because somebody called you that they're getting jumped. No, you would have found out they got jumped when you went to school the next day.
right. I don't know. I just, it's okay to have your opinion, to speak your whatever the fuck, but when it starts to become like obsessive, like an obsessive thing, like you're thinking about this person during your regular life, that is when it becomes an issue. You need to chill the fuck out.
It's good to have opinions, but it's also good to not hide behind saying every time that you have an opinion, oh, it's just an opinion, y'all. You know what I'm saying? You can't keep doing that too. Now I can see having an opinion, but then hide behind your opinion every time.
Why would you hide behind your opinion? Stand on it. If that's what the fuck you believe, that's what the fuck you believe, bro.
Well, I think he's being it like that. I think he's being it like they always, every time they want to like, So it's like they, they bring
every time they say or do something stupid, it's like, oh, it's
every
just in
time
my
they lie,
opinion, y'all. Or you know what I'm saying? But
when they start to lie,
or just a skit, y'all.
There's a difference between a lie and a fucking, a fucking what did we just say? Fucking
shit, I forgot.
Kansas
opinion.
Yeah. There's a difference between your opinion and straight up lying and straight up taking something and just twisting it and turning it and deceiving it to deceive and manipulate the people, the viewers.
It's fucking weird,
Stoner.
Bro.
Exactly, bro. Exactly right.
People need drama. It's something they feed off of only because they don't have any kind of healthy fuel, goals, shit to do, too much free time. Damn, bro, that is fucking on point, bro. That is on point. No goals, no nothing, and they just sitting there weathering in their own.
Just making people retarded.
Yeah.
Yeah, I used that. Yeah, I didn't say the N word, but I used the R word.
Bro,
hey.
say it,
dude.
But anyways,
oh my gosh.
All right, we'll get into that. Our topic for tonight.
Yeah, this wasn't even a fucking topic, damn it.
Look, we just roll with the punches around here.
It's okay. It's okay. But y'all want to talk about? You want to talk about a game, or fucking you want me to give an overview of what the video is, and then you can give
you could give the overview of the video, and then I say we watch the video and kind of just give input and our opinions on things.
Okay.
Oh man, there's that fucking word again.
Huh?
Opinion. Golly, didn't we just talk about that? I'm fucking with you.
I'm like, what fucking word, bro?
I was like, did somebody put nigger in the
You just said we're gonna give our opinions. Right. I'm just fucking with you though. You're only using it.
Well, some of us have opinions, and some of us collect onions.
I know. I'm sorry. I had to throw the
What up,
onion
Dylan?
in your eyeball for a second.
What's good, Skin?
But yeah, we got a video that we all watched. Pretty interesting stuff about prophecies.
Yeah, I was just gonna say. So,
oh, hey, Dylan.
The other night, Ryan sent me a video, and it was this video we're about to watch. And I never heard of the lady that the video is about. This lady, her name's Ellen White. You know, maybe there's people in the chat that know who this lady is. But Ellen White, she lived in like the early 1900s, and she said that God gave her visions, and she was prophesying. She had 11 prophecies that came to pass. So, and there's the specific prophecy that she speaks about what we're about to hear and learn about Nashville and some things that have been going on in Nashville for a very, 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 very long time. And, she had a vision. God gave her a vision of Nashville and what she seen and what she heard and how the people were reacting in this vision. And like I said, the lady is 11 for 11. Okay. She is 11 for motherfucking 11. She ain't
100%.
She's 100%. People believed this fucking lady like they believe in fucking like powerful leaders, man, like Muhammad or what? No, not Muhammad, but what do they say? Dude will say it in. Dude will say it in here. He'll say it in this book.
Well, there's a lot of priests and high power like people that work in the churches and shit that believed what she was prophesizing.
Yeah. So
I got you, Rebel.
Yeah. Appreciate
brotherhood.
Get down.
Brother of another color.
Brother.
But yeah, so I mean, it's 59 minutes long. We're not going to go through probably the whole thing tonight. Hell, we might.
It's going to be in 2 parts.
But no, it might be a 2-part thing.
Yeah. So, but and then yeah. So this is going to be pretty freaking cool, man. Like I said, I didn't know anything about this lady. Didn't know anything about this prophecy that she is speaking about.
Put your thinking caps on, y'all.
Yes, and put, try, if you can. I understand if you pass out, if you go to sleep or whatever.
It's good to watch, so I'd recommend not doing that.
Yeah, and if you do, go back and watch it. I encourage you to, because it's a lot of good information.
Yes,
I know that this lady Ellen White, she prophesied 9/11 before 9/11 happened. So like if you're interested in that, it's like shit like that. It's real up to date stuff. And like I said, she is 11 for 11, y'all. That's
after the show, I'll put the link to this video in the description.
Yeah, buddy.
So that way when we do part 2, if y'all want to watch it ahead of time to where y'all can
kind of follow along.
But
interact with it,
and shit,
chat a little better. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
But all right, let's get it. The name of it is The Judgments of God, Part 2, Nashville's Hidden History. All right.
All right, welcome back. This is part 2, The Judgments of God.
And y'all just let me know if you want to just, if you want to pause, want me to pause or whatever.
Yeah.
Nashville's Hidden History. Remember part 1, we addressed if the vision of Nashville with the fireball falling from heaven could be a nuclear warhead. And we came to the conclusion that it could not be. Go back and see number 1 if you haven't. We're going forward now. We're going to examine Nashville's hidden history.
Pause.
So here's the prophetic.
I just caught that. He said they've come to the conclusion that it's not a nuclear warhead.
Is that what he said?
Yeah, he said they've come to the conclusion that it's not going to be a nuclear warhead.
I thought he said that it could be.
I think he's meaning it might be like an asteroid
or an intentional fire, maybe.
I'll go back and listen to it later.
Could like the Dooin machines. I mean, not saying that they have that back then, but they just talk about fire.
Well,
or a direct energy weapon.
That's what I was going to say.
That's what I was saying. Exactly okay, that I just said do as in.
Oh,
but yeah.
Look, I don't know the lingo. Okay,
My bad.
I'm not this high up in the government operative type guy.
My bad. I mean, my bad.
All right, let's roll.
I should
vision. We know that it takes place in Nashville, Illinois. It writes in manuscript 188, year 1905, paragraph 13. When I was in Nashville, I had been speaking to the people, and in the night season, there was an immense ball of fire that came right from heaven and settled in Nashville. We cannot mistake that it truly will happen in Nashville, if according to this grammar. There was flames going out like arrows from the ball. Houses were being consumed. Houses were tottering and falling. Some of our people were standing there. It is just as we expected, they said. We expected this.
It says there were flames going out like arrows from that ball.
Which, like I was saying, if you watch the video of the Dooin machine up in the air, when it first it comes down, when it first like strikes, it looks like a flame and ball come down and then hits the ground. And then you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Okay.
So maybe that's what they're talking about.
I would venture to say that's more plausible than a nuke.
Because
I hope it's not a nuke.
The Dooin machines, you don't have to like. It's not like a laser where you like keep it on the ground and then like, have to keep it there. Where it can shoot, kind of like the arrows. You know how like.
That's what I was thinking. That's what I was thinking.
It can do either, and then
it can do like, laser beams.
If you look at, if you ever had a laser pointer, how you like click it on and click it off, click it on and click it off,
right?
And you see that laser will go to the wall, but and there's also one where you can rotate the lens of the Dooin machine, and it makes a line, so the laser it quickly goes back and forth, which makes a line. So it'll cover, I would say, like a mile or a mile or 2 mile area.
Kind of like Maui.
Yeah. Well, I would say, like something happened to Maui. Yeah. That was more like a couple hits, and that just started shit on fire.
Well, if it's hitting and then it's hit like turning to a line, is that what you're saying?
Well, I think what happened in Hawaii is the Dooin machine shot down. I think they kind of used Maui like testing, but I think they did a couple shots, because I've seen videos of you know, lines going into the ground in different areas, not like one specific area. There was several areas that were just different lines. So it wasn't like the straight
You-
line. Like they weren't
You're
going back and forth with it to make a big mile long or 2 mile
you're right,
area. You know what I
bro.
mean?
Yeah, because they were. That's why, like, okay, so that's why, like, on this side of the street, everything's fucked up and burned, but on this side of the street, everything's fine. But on the other side of that, it's fucked up. That motherfucker was hopping,
Mm-hmm.
hopping, bro, and making small little lines, but hopping at the
Right.
same time.
Yep.
Yep,
Crazy.
that makes sense. That makes. I mean,
Because you got to think when you like, let's say you grab a laser pointer, point it at the wall, and then move it around. Boom, 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 boom.
well, and mind you,
It's kind of that same thing.
yeah. Well, and mind you, these lasers are invisible. You you can't
Yes.
see them. You can't hear them. There's no like warning, bro. It's just
zap.
yeah, 100%, 100%. And if they start a wildfire and then start fucking, you know what I mean, beaming motherfuckers, beaming places and shit,
Right.
bro. There are all right. Let's continue because we're about to get into that Mao shit.
Yeah.
I really want to.
We're sidetracking off this video
Sorry.
here a little bit.
So already.
Sorry about that.
My
This.
bad.
Others were wringing their heads in agony and crying unto God for mercy. You knew it, they said. You knew.
So again, sorry. This is the vision that she has had. This is the vision that she's had.
That this was coming and never said a word to warn us. They seemed as though they almost would tear them to pieces to think they had never told them or given them any warning at all. So here's the big question. Here's the elephant in the room. Everybody's asking, why Nashville? I've talked to many people and they say, well, why not Las Vegas? Why wouldn't God give her a vision of some sinful city or like Amsterdam or even Washington, D.C.? But Nashville? Really? Why Nashville? Well, we're going to get to the bottom of that in this lecture today, and I'm so excited that you're here to join me in this study. And I want to share with you all another quote from Ellen White's writings, manuscript 167, and she wrote this in the year 1902. Now, this was before she received the vision that Nashville would be under this fireball kind of attack. And what happened is she writes, she says, our first interest should be to see that the work begun, now she's referring to the gospel work, begun at Nashville is firmly established. This city is to be a center for the work in the South. If the work anywhere else must be deferred, let it be in places not so important. It's a big statement here, how important Nashville is in the South like, as an epicenter for the gospel work.
Sorry.
You see him moving around that cursor, though? See him moving around the cursor?
Yeah.
Now think of a laser pointer as that red dot. See the line by it?
Mm-hmm.
Behind it?
Right.
You got to think that line could be miles long. You see what I'm saying?
Right. So you got a trail.
Not only in that machine that they can turn the lens sideways and make a longer streak, but moving that streak too. You know what I'm saying? You can burn up a whole lot of areas.
Right. 100%. 100%. And if you cut off the water and you tell the people we ain't got no more water, man, and there's this big ass ocean right there.
Yeah.
I don't know, man. And another thing, how are boats on the water catching on fire?
Where did all them school kids go that left school that like
man?
their bodies were never found. Like there was, but that's what I'm saying. Like you got to think too. Hawaii has a lot of tunnels too. I'm just saying, like they're. Yeah. So I think a lot of that. You got to think of a lot of these fires that happen in some of these states too. They'll start fires to do child sex trafficking things to deter people from the other
Well,
shit to.
You're
We're
deterring
fighting fires.
all the government agencies to the fire, smoke and mirrors.
Yes.
Literally, smoke and mirrors.
Yep.
Yeah, we'll get back to that later.
Yep.
Look at Nashville on a map. It is geopolitically a center of trade, commerce, and industry. It's surrounded by natural waterways. It's equidistant to major manufacturing cities.
This shit is important because if this were to happen, something were to happen like this and fuck up Nashville, the United States would feel that effect. AT&T is there. There's a lot of fucking shit that's in Nashville, man. So this is very important. Like I said, I've typed in the chat. I encourage everybody, man, take a little bit of notes. If you want to go back and do your own research and look at the shit. And I think it would be cool as fuck if we eventually somewhere down the road, we fucking plan like a little trip to fucking Nashville and go to the fucking park, whatever the fuck that shit is called.
The Pantheon.
Where that fucking statue is at. I want to go see
it. Yeah.
Just wait till we get to that part.
Yeah, let's go.
You have Knoxville and Memphis and Atlanta and Charlotte and Lexington are all close and along these shipping routes that go through Nashville that connects the north to the south. So it's a big, important city. And she said if there was a center of gospel work placed in Nashville, it would be the most important work we could have done at that time to be a witness to the entire southern region of the United States. But that was never actually completed. The work in Nashville failed in terms of establishing a center of influence there, like she wanted to have established in Collegedale, Tennessee. And W.W. Prescott was the guy in charge of it, and he ended up coming back to Collegedale, and he said it was too hard. And in a later manuscript, she actually rebukes Prescott for quitting. But when we look at the history of Nashville, we're going to see some interesting things on why it was revealed to Ellen White that it would be a city that God would destroy. By the 1850s, Nashville had already earned the nickname of Athens of the South. By having established numerous higher education institutions, it was the first.
I want everyone in chat, those bold print words, Athens of the South. Y'all remember that in a few more minutes when we get to it. Nashville was
American city to establish a public school system, and by the end of the century, Nashville would see 13 colleges and 2 medical schools open their doors. Now, we're going to address each one of these points going forward. This is kind of just a big overview. At the time, Nashville was known for one of the most refined and educated cities of the South, filled with wealth and culture. Lots of money was flocking there. Its architecture is built to reflect that of Athens, Greece, the city of philosophy during the Bronze Age. Very interesting. Now, let's look at the education system first. Nashville's education system currently exists with 13 accredited colleges and 2 medical schools, one at Vanderbilt University, and the other one, it's not on this list here, but there's 2 medical schools in the city of Nashville itself. And it's actually not that large of a city land area-wise, so to say you have 15 major colleges and universities and medical schools in your hub of education, that's a big deal. That's more schools than some states have, some of these smaller states, all in Nashville itself. Crazy. So they were the first to establish this public school system and higher education. She also writes, and this is the other quote from the year 1904 manuscript 152, there was a scene presented to me, and it was the night before the Sabbath. That is when the scene was presented. I looked out of the window, and there was an immense ball of fire that had come from heaven, and it fell where they were casting buildings with pillars. Especially the pillars were presented to me, and it seemed as if the ball came right there to the building and crushed it. So she somewhat in this manner, I would suggest she identifies an epicenter, a building where pillars were being casted. Now, the geography of Nashville has changed over the last 200 years, but before the year 1906, 1907, Nashville was actually a hub for casting pillars of stone and concrete and marble And there was a big pillar infirmary in central downtown Nashville. That infirmary was destroyed, and with the pillars that it had made, they erected Nashville's Parthenon on the same geographic place where the pillar infirmary used to exist in Nashville's history. And you can look up that infirmary. So the Nashville Parthenon.
Right here.
This is where I want to go.
But, okay, well, the previous scene, go back like 10 seconds. The previous. Okay. They were casting buildings of pillars. What else do they cast? Actors, spells, movies,
fishing poles.
I mean, okay, so let it play.
Sorry, man. I was really thinking.
Geographic place where the pillar infirmary used to exist in Nashville's history. And you can look up that infirmary. So the Nashville Parthenon, this up here at the top, this is what it depicts, is this mythological war scene of the fighting demigods and war heroes. And it says to commemorate the 1897 Centennial Fair. So that's the first 100 years. Nashville was founded in 1797, which was held in Nashville. A temporary replica of the Parthenon in Athens was erected. And the city of Nashville decided in 1920 to make this a permanent fixture for Centennial Park. They did it so well that they didn't want to tear it down, and they made it an icon, which is the politically correct word for an idol in the city, which we'll come back to that. So why Nashville? So in the month of March, I went to the General Conference in Maryland, and I talked to several officials, heads of the General Conference and leaders in various departments. And they said, well, we know about Nashville, and that's not really an issue for the General Conference, they told me. They said that's Nashville's in America, and America is the North American Division territory. So this is a North American Division issue. And they took my hand and walked me upstairs to the second story of the General Conference building in Maryland. And they said, here, deal with him. This is a North American Division issue. And so I spoke to some leaders in the North American Division, and they took my studies on Nashville. And so what we'll do, probably maybe a part 5, is I'll detail the story of my experience at the General Conference in great detail, because I also took pictures there. I took pictures of the men I talked with. We took pictures together. We had some follow-up emails, and I'll reveal everything that happened during my time there in March 2020, before all of this happened. But that'll be at the very end of this series. So Kansas. They said
once he gets through this frame, I'll bring up what I wanted to talk about.
Okay, bet. And yeah, I bet.
It was Nashville as a city in the United States, and that's true. And so you have to understand Nashville. You also have to understand the significance of the USA in Bible prophecy. The second beast of Revelation 13 is the United States of America. This is widely published in the literature of the Seventh-day Adventist Church and has been published since our inception as a church in 1863. So a little back history or a little side study on American Bible prophecy. I want to share a couple notes with you. In Revelation chapter 13, there are 2 beasts. The first half is the sea beast, a beast coming up out of the ocean that's given power by the dragon, which is Satan. And then there is a second beast that comes up out of the land when the first beast receives a deadly wound. And this second beast comes up at the time that this other beast is dying down or losing power. And
good night, Steph. I was just telling Steph good night. She's got to get to sleep.
My bad. Good night, Steph. My bad.
And in the book of Daniel, beasts represent kings, nations, or kingdoms, what we would call nations today, in Daniel chapter 7.
So those 2 beasts are nations that are going to, yeah.
And so we see this second power, the second beast. It says it's describing as having 2 horns. Now, our pioneers described the first horn as a republic. It would be a government based on a republic, which is where the people hold all the power and they have representatives. But it basically, a republic is a strong people and a weaker central government. Now, a democracy is the opposite of that. Democracy is a strong central government and military, and the voice of the people has been greatly reduced. But America was founded on a republic governing system, and there was two horns, which represents a separation between these two characteristic descriptions of the beast, and the other horn represented Protestantism. The church in America was based on freedom of religion, freedom of speech, and liberty of conscience. And
that right there is the original America. Mm-hmm. That is how America was supposed to fucking be.
We can go from here on my theory.
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay. So the United States was found in 1492 by Christopher Columbus, but it's mentioned in the Bible.
Oh, girl, twerking.
Yeah.
So,
sorry, say that again, Dave. I got Jody fucked me up in the comments.
Yeah, sorry.
Fucking old girl twerking.
Dumbass in the chat.
old twerking democracy.
Yeah. No, but
Yeah,
okay, so the United States, what we were taught in school was in 1492, Christopher Columbus sailed over here in the Nina, the Pinta, and the Santa Maria. And lo and behold, we've got the United States of America.
Right.
Then how is it that it's mentioned in the Bible in Revelations 13? So they already knew America existed.
100%. 100%.
So now
100%, dude. The Vikings came over here, bruh.
Okay, so they erected a structure that is known in Athens, Greece as the Parthenon. It was supposed to be a replica. They built it in Nashville.
Yeah, this is
in America.
Theory. This is your theory. Yeah.
Not to
okay.
You ever wondered why they used the word erected? I mean,
because it goes from.
Not bad, but derailing the conversation.
You're gonna make me pull fucking bloodhound.
Pretty crazy word to be using.
It goes from something.
Can't we just
from
say
nothing
built,
to something?
Can't we just say built that damn thing?
Hey man, I'm trying to sound smart over here.
No, yeah.
No,
Let him finish.
Well, you're right. They did erect that, but I mean,
yeah.
Goddamn.
Okay, but it was a replica.
I erect a lot of things.
Right.
Okay.
Right.
There you go.
No,
okay. There. So they built a replica of this grand thing that is known in Athens, Greece as the Parthenon.
Right.
Okay, so if America was known in the Bible in whenever the Bible was written,
right,
apparently these continents are a lot closer than we were taught.
Matter of fact, exactly the same fucking spots. If you go ahead.
But if you also know what you were taught, we were all taught about a supercontinent called Pangea, which is when all the continents were actually one.
Yep.
But
oh no, we are still
earthquakes and fucking this and that, tectonic plates and
that's bullshit.
All this fucking bullshit ass science.
We're all
everything's separated.
We're
okay, I don't know if any of you in the chat seen my reel that I posted on IG last night about Pangea. I believe it's still Pangea. We are all way more connected than we actually are said to be.
100%.
So, okay, so the Bible mentions USA or refers to America.
Right.
So I'll go ahead. Let me see if I can pull up a screen.
Pangea sounds like an STD.
And everybody, gosh damn it.
Go ahead. Sorry.
Everybody in the chat, I just want to say thank you for being here, man. I appreciate y'all for hanging in here with us, man. Seriously, because this is the video. I'm not gonna lie, at the beginning, it's a lot of information. It's a lot to, handle at 12:20 a.m. At night.
Right.
But seriously, thank you for hanging in and
well, hey. Yeah.
He said Pangea sounds like
well, hey, listen. We said that this channel was going to be about being like we are talking on the cell phone. Now, I would have said that if we were talking on the cell phone. I would have definitely said that.
Do your thing, bro. Hey, so you gotta share the other one.
Yeah, I'm fucking trying to do everything one-handed over here.
Here, let me do this. And then you do it again.
Up.
Oh, yeah.
Is it up?
No.
No? Okay.
No.
I got no erection over here. No erection.
This fucking guy.
None.
Is it up? No, it's
not.
Hey,
yeah,
my bad.
So here,
now I'm up. Now we're good. Yeah.
We've got Pangea. Can y'all see my cursor?
Bro, that makes so much fucking sense, bro. I don't give a fuck what nobody says. I'm convinced.
Go ahead.
I'm convinced.
All right.
Mm-hmm.
So right here, you've got Athens, Greece, where the Parthenon is, and over here,
where are we at?
Right here.
I can't see
my cursor.
No.
All right, we're about right above Libya.
Okay.
You'll see
where the Libya is.
A little red landmass at the bottom.
Okay,
it says Athens.
I see it.
Okay. So that's where the supposedly original Parthenon is in Athens, Greece.
Right.
That is destroyed. It's all broke up, and you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Now, also,
what's going on, Potential Farms?
To the southeast of Athens, Greece, on this map, you have Egypt.
Mm-hmm.
There's a town called Cairo. And right above Cairo, there's two rivers that meet.
Right. Hey, good to see you.
Right above Cairo.
Good to see you, brother.
Yeah, right.
It's called,
right in that red spot.
Yep, the Nile River and some kind of Dalmatia branch or something. All right. So this is we're still in Pangea. Now, if you come over here,
appreciate you being here,
to the United States, right above the E,
USA over here.
Yeah, right above the E right here on states, two rivers meet. That's the Mississippi River and the Ohio River. They meet at a place called Cairo, Illinois. Okay, now you see Memphis here. So somewhere in between the E and the S right here would be Nashville, where there's also a replica of the Parthenon in Athens, Greece. Okay, so this wasn't discovered until 1492 by Christopher Columbus, but it's mentioned in one of the oldest books in the world, the Bible.
Right.
All right, so I'll bring y'all to Google Earth.
We're
Let me
gonna
bring y'all to Google Earth real quick.
Google the Earth.
Yeah, there's some
All right.
trippy shit. There's some trippy shit right here.
Oh, my bad.
They've been lying to us.
All right, so here on Google Earth, right here in the middle of our screen, you have Cairo, Illinois. You can see the Mississippi River where it joins the Ohio River at a
It's
point.
just so crazy. Yeah, they got the same names, bro. Like, that's just stupid.
Right.
Stupid.
But if you go over,
Then you wonder why that fireball is gonna hit Nashville.
well,
Right.
see, I'm gonna tie in that fireball here in a second. Right here, up here in the blue, in the middle of the blue, you have Athens. All right, Athens is to the left, to the northwest of Egypt, which is down here, right here.
Right.
Here's the city of Cairo. All right, there's the city of Cairo. If you come just north of Cairo, you have where two rivers meet, just like in Cairo, Illinois.
That is some stupid shit, bro.
Now remember that on this side of the globe, Cairo is to the right of the Parthenon in Athens.
Right.
If you go back to the United States, Nashville's here. The Cairo is to the left of Nashville. So if you were to have a book, and on one page you drew a picture in marker and closed the book, you would have the exact, and opened it back up, you would have the exact opposite picture of the one you drew on the other page.
Yeah, it's like a mirrored image. That's what we were talking about earlier, right?
Like a mirrored image. All right. But how could that be a mirror image unless the United States is actually was really what they're
potential fires crack me up.
So, but you see what I'm saying though? We were all taught in school that the Parthenon and the Nile River where Jesus was baptized and all this stuff happened in Egypt. What if America is the real Egypt?
Bro, that's what I'm saying.
It's a mirrored image of where we were. So they put it in a book, what they wanted you to know.
It's the ultimate manipulation, bro. It is the ultimate manipulation. If you can, it says we're about to get into it with the education and
right.
And,
okay, so
all this
we got Rebel screens back up, then grows and transitions into speaking like a dragon. What were we just talking about when we first started this video? We were talking about the Doom machine, right?
Right.
Mm-hmm.
All right. That comes from a flying object that
It looked like a
shoots
dragon.
fire that
Yeah.
looks like a dragon.
Yeah.
All right. And it also says that it begins as a nation with 2 horns.
Right.
Now, this is all in ties with Nashville. What is the devil known for?
Hold on. Wait. Don't. Hold on. Because he gets into that too. We're jumping ahead because he gets into that too.
Okay, so this theory ties in to everything this dude talks about.
That's
we gotta erect our things, Rebel.
Well, no, I'm just putting bugs out there, putting
right.
things for the chat to think about, because when I think it's a little way later in the video.
No, it's about to come up.
Oh, it is?
I'm pretty sure it is.
Yeah,
I'm pretty sure
a little bit. Yeah.
This, he talks about this for a little bit. If we want, we can fast forward this a little bit, bro. If you want.
No, I mean, you're good, but I personally believe that the books we were all taught is actually mirror images of what actually happened. So everything is the complete opposite.
Man, dude. Damn, that's what I've been saying and thinking.
Oh, home team, it was the Jordan River. Same thing.
Yeah, it's me, dude. Yeah, damn right. Yeah, damn right. It was a dirty old river, you know.
Maybe I need to do praying hands now. I done misquoted scripture.
Hey.
Oh man. All right, let's get back to it.
I hope y'all understood that theory.
Oh, definitely.
It makes way more sense in my head, but it's hard to put it to words.
No, you explained it very well. Very well. Very what's the word? Very
intellectually?
Eloquently.
Big worded way. There you go.
Am I doing internet etiquetteisms?
No.
I'm doing fucking
media experience.
Fucking doing big words and two blunt.
We don't want to be around that gayism over there.
Oh hell no! All right, let's start.
But all right.
All right. Well, let's continue. Let's keep going on with this theory.
So the other horn was Protestantism, that really gave America its unique identity and great success during our early inception as a beautiful nation. So, and again, it also is represented as a lamb. A lamb is young. All the other beasts represented in the Bible, the lion, the bear, the dragon with the heads, these are fully grown animals. It says a lion, not a cub. It says, and so these nations, these other nations represent archaic or old or long-standing nations that existed for thousands of years, for example. However, this nation is described as being a lamb, a newborn sheep. And so a lamb can symbolize a baby nation, and a lamb is also a typology of Christ. So this nation is going to have Christian-based morals and things implemented to represent Protestantism or the Bible. And so then it grows and it transitions in speaking like a dragon. Now here, this is very interesting. Toward the end of Revelation 13, it says it shall speak like a dragon. So the horns are still there, but we see the shift in America through history where we're more democratic leaning and we have apostate Protestantism represented. There is now this pseudo gospel going around, and we will kind of get into that toward the end of this study.
I thought you said apostate.
And this is what is present at the end of the world in Bible prophecy. Now, when Islam says today that the United States is the great Satan, which is quoted in many of their Iranian foreign policy statements, it is an epithet for the United States of America. They're on the same page because it says the dragon would give them power. Now, if you want a further Bible study on this, on why America is the beast coming up out of the land, go over here to It Is Written. You can click right over here and go to It Is Written, and you can go to their Bible studies, and you can go to lesson number 27, the United States in Bible Prophecy. And you can see here, and you can go point by point, and you can trace the events in prophecy, how we got to where we are today, and how the Bible goes, and you understand how America is given this power, and it was prophesied from the Bible. So that's a great resource for our viewers.
Okay, I got it.
So
America was represented as a lamb, as a baby nation
at the beginning.
What? Okay, so what does lambs? Where do lambs tie in the Bible? Weren't they sacrificed and blood put above people's doors?
No, they're good eating though.
Yeah, whenever the spirit of death came upon Egypt, whenever Moses was like, telling Pharaoh, homie,
Yeah.
uh,
Okay, Death Kitty. It was sacrifices for the Passover.
Yeah, and the Passover too. Yeah.
Okay.
You were talking about the door.
So did they sacrifice a new nation to run with a different narrative?
To make sheeple.
To pay?
No, because
that's what we got right now, doesn't it? We got sheeple.
Yeah.
Or do you see what I'm trying to say? So.
Oh yeah. I see what you're saying. A young nation being which would be a lamb being sacrificed. Initially being sacrificed and transformed, because it's saying that then grows and transitions in speaking like a dragon. When America first started, they started out as a lamb.
Right. So they sacrificed the, what's the word I'm looking for? They sacrificed the truth of America to preserve it. And it's starting to come out what the truth actually is.
Well, yeah, they had people in a fog. I mean, what do you think geoengineering is? It's not to help people out. I mean, that it blocks the sun, and the sun is what gives us energy.
Right. Because
you got to think, even taking out the clock tower the bells and all the clock tower, or like the church's bells and all them, they were all healing prophecies. You know what I'm saying? Like they healed. You know what I'm saying? Like because of the frequencies the bells put off.
Yeah.
So the nation began with two horns: republicanism and Protestantism.
Republicanism.
It was represented as a lamb. They sacrificed the lamb because they knew the lamb would turn into a dragon, which represents democracy and apostate. I don't know what that word is, but apparently it's the evil.
Smoke and mirrors, baby.
Yes. So they sacrificed the nation of America to preserve the information for a later date to come out.
And okay, so since Stoner brought up cancer, I'm going to say something about this that maybe people aren't aware of. So when let's say they found cancer, like let's say a lump on you or something like that. You know how they take a biopsy? A lot of the times, because what cancer is, it goes and attacks a certain area that isn't doing well. It's not what cancer is not what kills you. It's the treatments that they put you on to do cancer. Cancer doesn't kill you, because when they do the biopsy, what happens is when they puncture the little cell that's in there,
they opened up the disease.
Yes, and then it spreads. So that's what gets most of everybody. It's not
your body. Your body naturally fights it, so it builds a tumor. Yep. When they puncture the tumor to get a biopsy, they now expose the cancerous part to your body, and that's when it comes out and it kills you.
Didn't I think Jody put? I think if I was watching Homie stories earlier, I think he put out a story earlier about a girl talking about this specific cancer part.
Yeah, he
So
did.
if you guys
I
want to
watched it.
go over there and look at his stories, and that'll explain what I'm trying to tell you a little bit. So, okay, yeah, we can keep going. I just wanted to throw that in there.
But
why Nashville? There's three major characteristics worth noting about the beast that rises up out of the earth in Revelation 13. Number one, it comes up out of the earth. Now, Revelation 17 and verse 15 identifies that the many waters which the horse sits upon were the many peoples, nations, tongues, and kingdoms. So bodies of water always represented a vastly populated area, such as Europe. However, when America was coming to being born as a nation, most of the American continent was uninhabited, except with some Indians, but the population density of the North American continent was 1,000 times less populated than was the European continent. So it's depicted as earth or tundra or even desolate earth with no life on it. America was heavily reliant also on agriculture-based economy for survival for the first 100 years until the late 1800s. If it wasn't for the Indians, we wouldn't have learned how to plant corn and grow crops in this kind of climate here in America. It was different from Europe. Now, the other identifying factor is it forces the world to receive the mark of the beast in order to buy or sell. This is a representation of America's economic power. It will only continue to get more powerful to the point of threshold, which is where it can actually enforce and control who can buy or sell based on the dictates that they set in law. Now, this will be what the mark of the beast will revolve around. The third thing that we need to note that the Bible in Revelation chapter 13 identifies is the enforcement of the mark of the beast through the pain of death. Now, this is where the military power to enforce a law enacting a death decree for violation of it. Again, this is a representation of the United States military power. You cannot invoke a death decree based around a law in a nation if you do not have the military power and might to enforce such a law. These are the three characteristics. It's coming out of the earth, it has great economic power, and it has great military power as it begins speaking like a dragon. We're almost there, folks. So what happened on 9/11? September 11th, 2001 was a day that changed American history.
Well, pause.
Now let's.
Why is YouTube rejecting my comments?
No idea.
YouTube rejected your comment. This usually means they think it's spam. Try changing it a bit. I said sniper blasting everybody. So I changed it to sniper outing everyone.
It's because you okay. Well, it might be because his name's on sniper, you know what I mean?
It can't be that. Jody just put sniper in the freaking chat.
Yeah, I did.
Oh shit. Well, walk around.
I did too. Well, no, I didn't, but
well, damn.
Other people have.
I don't know, dude.
I don't know. Are we still live? Or did they shut this shit down?
Nah,
I believe we're still live.
Somebody would have said something. Somebody would say
all right.
Jody,
take a closer look. The first thing I want to share with you all, Ellen White, the same true prophet of God that the United States General Conference of Seventh-day Adventists, which is the global conference of Seventh-day Adventists, have in our writings that they believe in the prophetic gift of Ellen White as inspired by God. And they believe in Ellen White's prophetic gift as much as Islam professes in the prophetic gift of Muhammad in writing the Quran. However, when what we do see is Ellen White's visions have all come true. when she wrote in Testimonies to Church, Volume 9, page 11, about
they have all came true, dude. That is like, bro, what do you believe her? Do y'all believe her?
I mean, how can you not?
That's what I'm saying. Like, bro, she is.
Okay, well, I would say in okay, just because of what we know now is what's going to come up here with the planes.
Well,
obviously,
okay.
you guys can read the 4 planes. That's the only thing that I dispute on.
So, like I said the other night, she's just, saying what her vision was that God gave her, right?
And it's not
She doesn't
necessarily
know. She
everything
doesn't
in them premonition is going to be the exact same way.
exactly.
Right.
There's no. She doesn't know the details, the everything behind it, but she sees everything that's happening. She sees those fucking what the narrative is gonna
Right.
be. You know what I mean?
Was her prophecy or premonition the narrative that the people would receive?
Exactly.
That's why she's saying the planes.
Exactly, because everybody's gonna say the planes. If she says what we know now, I mean,
right.
So
she knew.
She just didn't know details.
She was shown the vision and the manipulation of the vision.
I mean, that's the way that it looks. She just didn't. I feel like she didn't know the details of everything, but God showed her what everybody else's eyes were gonna see, and it was true.
Right. Yep.
And
I
it
agree.
came to pass, and it
Well,
happened.
that's why that's why the world changed and we went to war, and our a lot of our shit changed here in just the United States.
Yep. And
but
we
like
can
I said,
all thank the Zionist Jews for that. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah, well, like I said, that the whole 9/11 thing, that was the Twin Towers was controlled demolition. The Pentagon
done by Israel.
I want to believe. I think that got hit by a missile, and just like I think that hit the ground too. I think that was missiles. I'm pretty sure it wasn't fucking planes.
Right.
Yeah. And they have they had all the boxes of like you know how like on planes they have boxes where they've had all the voice recordings.
Black box.
Yeah, the black box or whatever. All of the black boxes except one was found on the plane, and they said that they still couldn't listen to it because it was fucking too damaged. But they did.
Yeah, they said it didn't work.
Yeah, it did
Which
work.
is bullshit. How do you not find a black? That's what I'm saying. How do you not find them? If there was supposed to be so many of these planes, 4 of them to be exact, how do you only find 1 out of 4 when you can see in every other wreck we can always find the black boxes in them?
Yeah. Yep.
Well, you can always find a black box, and you always find some kind of part of the plane, a tail wing.
That's what I'm saying. Even the one the crash that the stupid crazy lady drove the Black Hawk helicopter into the plane. We found the black boxes from them. It's not any different than that plane landing and busting into the ground. You know what I'm saying? You're still it's the same shit. You're still gonna find that black box if it was a plane, not something else. That's what I'm saying. Maybe I think the Pentagon maybe been a plane, but I don't see how that plane would have been able to fly in.
It was the missile, bro. That's
what I'm saying.
That was a missile because there's footage of, you can see, bro, this little missile come. It's frame by frame. You see the missile fucking come and hit the fucking building.
And so maybe
it's not a freaking Cessna.
Maybe that was the missile, and the plane that shot the missile is what struck the ground.
Well, so the plane
that may have been the black box that they found may have been that
Yeah,
one black box that they
think
say they found that didn't work.
exactly.
Because, like I said, the Twin Towers was controlled demolition, and that's come from fire officers and fire people. I used to live in New York. I know because I was around a lot of people that were in 9/11. So I've talked to a lot of people too myself about it.
Right.
And they said, oh, it definitely was a controlled demolition. I just watched a hotel down here in Vegas now that went down in a controlled demolition the same way the Twin Towers did. A whole ass hotel, standing right next to another one, just floop right down. Didn't damage the other hotel right next to it, but that one was gone as a bitch. So for sure.
Yeah. And I mean, there's videos of people when it initially happened, firefighters, civilians that are
police
saying,
officers.
We police officers, we saw fucking the explosions, dude. We heard booms, dude.
It went from, like, you can hear them. It said it went from like level to level. Went boom, 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 boom. You can hear firefighters saying it went boom, 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 boom from level to level to level. And that, I mean, come on, bro. I mean, people got to be retarded if you see that and you hear that back when it happened, and they're like, oh, it got hit by a plane, and I was like, what?
Back when it happened, people saw what they saw, and the media hopped on it so fucking fast and manipulated it, and just totally manipulated people's minds, man, into thinking that these guys, with fucking towels wrapped around their head,
one of the greatest psyops in the world history so far.
Yeah.
Right. Because you got to look at it. The last catastrophic thing that happened to America was in 1942, when Japan bombed Pearl Harbor.
Yeah, and we knew about that too.
So when they wheel out TVs, I was in 5th grade. When they wheeled out TVs, what do you expect the people to do?
All right.
Hell yeah, we going after them.
Great. Yep. All right, let's get back into it. Damn it.
The Twin Towers falling in explicit detail. And if you haven't seen that, go to YouTube and type in the Nashville, search for Nashville videos, and there's a great 9-minute video on there called From Nashville to Nineveh to Nashville that actually shows the vision of the Twin Towers in its concisity and how it was fulfilled. And there were Adventist pastors in the 1990s that was talking about the Twin Towers were getting ready to fall. And it was recorded before the event, which is a vindication of her authority as a true prophet of God. But again, after this series is over, remember the next series we're going to do is Defending the Lord's Prophet. And we're going to go verse by verse in the Bible, why the spirit of prophecy is so important and how she is and truly was a true prophet of God.
I want to know, I'm about to do some research on this lady because I want to know who the fuck she's connected with. Because if she's connected to
Them damn Jews.
Dude, if she's connected to not for real, if she's connected to any of the Rothschilds, well, if you're connected to them, you would have insight on all that shit. But then again, man, this is not a way.
I don't think, bro, this goes against everything that they portray.
Right. Yeah, you're right.
Like,
I'm
but she's
can't blame everything on
from the Bible.
Hey, almost.
Yeah, no.
Almost.
Almost.
So when we look at 9/11 in American history, we see the Twin Towers falling. This was a blow to America's economic might. Very interesting. On 9/11, the Pentagon was also hit by a plane. The Pentagon is the symbol of America's military might, and it was also attacked. The 4th airplane went into the Earth. This was Flight United 93, which was the Earth was the American soil, because America is the Earth beast of Revelation 13, the last half. So when you look at what Sister Wright said about 9/11, it is in agreement with Revelation 13 as the characteristics of the United States being under judgment from God. Now, there's one defining characteristic that both 9/11 and the Nashville Fireball quotes directly attribute the devastating events as judgments from God. And there's one other characteristic. So if we look at 9/11 here, we have the Pentagon building here, and this is where the plane crashed into the Pentagon, a blow at America's military might. Over here, we have the iconic Twin Towers, and this was the scene captured as the two planes crashed into those towers. And here is the footage of United 93 as it crashed into the earth. Now, it was destined to go...
You know why I think they were talking about why I think it's a fireball? Because I think God's tried to use all three of the other ones before. I think before... with the hurricanes when remember how they talk about the tornadoes and shit going through and that I think they've tried that. I think they tried Earth, which I think this was the 9/11 thing, which was Earth, and I think, and not that it had anything to do with going down there and going at the Parthenon in Nashville, but I think they've tried taking out evil. Because I think there's more than more than one evil that he didn't like.
So God is using the elements to fight evil.
Yes.
Water, the Great Flood, Noah's Ark.
Man.
Wind, hurricanes, fire, this here, nuclear bombs. So, what is Earth?
And Earth is volcanoes, earthquakes, just natural accidents.
Famine.
like this. Well, like 9/11. That's kind of what you know what I'm saying. Like accidents or planned shit. You know what I'm saying? From bad people. That's Earth.
Interesting.
Somewhere.
Also, I'd like to mention that Pentagon still hasn't found this $1.6 trillion or whatever the fuck it was that just magically disappeared. Still haven't found it. Bullshit. Taxpayers.
Went to Israel.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Oh yeah. It was definitely Israel, bro. 100%. Israel, bro. They've attacked us. You ever heard of the story of the Israeli fucking fighter jets that came and attacked our one of our fucking Navy ships back in the day, and they tried to sink them, but they couldn't do it, and fucking there's survivors that have talked about the shit, and let's get
yep.
And fucking Israel's fucked up.
Else according to their plan. However, through some heroic valor and the people on the plane itself, they were able to crash it into the ground, protecting the lives of the people in the target it was going. But instead, it went down into the earth.
Man.
So again, the beast from Revelation 13 is seen as coming up out of the earth, and it's displayed as having control over the world economy, controlling who can buy and sell.
Doesn't that burnt ground down there look like a dragon? If you look like the burnt char,
yeah, it does. Yeah, it does actually.
Kind of like a bird. It kind of looks like a bird or like a type thing. You know what I mean?
Like that's
looks like it has wings.
That's the head. Here's the wings. Here's the tail. Here's the feet. Looks like Godzilla.
It's just something I just seen. That's all. Okay.
Kind of looks like Godzilla with spikes on his back and shit. You're damn right. Shout out Godzilla.
Powers. And it says it has the strength to enforce a death decree to kill any citizen who refuses the mark of the beast. And you have to have a strong military and government to be able to do such a thing prophetically. So why Nashville? When it comes to Nashville, Nashville takes the title upon itself as the Athens of the South. It's all about education. The world being led to Armageddon which is about the control of the mind through education. That's what's going on. We're going to a point of convergence, a point.
That is what we are dealing with in America right now. The reason why you're fucking seeing all these young people and shit, and they're so different in their thinking, is because of the education. We're so trained to go to fucking college after high school, and if you don't go to college after high school, you ain't gonna be successful. And so it's become a fucking culture thing for all Americans, for everybody to go to college. And when you go there, you get fucking, they get into your mind. They get into your
Why
mind.
do you think Trump's trying to get rid of the education system?
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. Well, it makes sense. I mean,
right. Well, okay. So Nashville is the Athens of the South, and it's about education.
Right.
What do you use in education? Books.
Right. Science.
Right.
Nah.
Greek education is a symbol of rebellion against God. It's humanism. What did we learn in those books of education in the Athens of the South? We learned that the Parthenon is in Greece. Right. It's not. The Parthenon is in Nashville.
Right. It's almost like
the opposite. Like I said, it's a mirror effect in everything. In books, it's in a lot of things.
It's almost like man, dude. Stranger Things. Best way I can explain it. Fucking the underworld. Yeah, or the what is that shit called? The
upside down.
Yeah, the upside down world. Fucking it's yeah. But
yeah, we're not
like
upside down. We're just where the mirror was. It's where they're being mirrored. It's just a delusion.
Yeah. All right.
Where there's no return, where Christ has to actually intervene, lest life would destroy itself on the earth. And it says, true education versus false education is what we're seeing really warring against in this world today. This could be summarized in what would be called the great controversy: truth versus falsehood, the word of God versus every other false religion. And the Greek education is a symbol of rebellion against God. Remember, Nashville was the first city to establish a public school system based on the Greek philosophical model of educating students. Now, this education is a symbol of rebellion against God. In its essence, is teaching humanism, and we'll get to that. It is the education of the globalist. The globalist agenda is, if you teach people to believe a certain way, you can teach them to vote a certain way, and you can make them think they have a certain power, but really you're getting them to do your bidding for you, and you're getting them to do to choose the things that you need to do to achieve your goal. And every means justifies the end. And so that's just kind of like an ambiguous word there, but that'll be addressed later on. The Greeks are known for lifting up the idolatry of sports and the idolatry of education, and the center of that lifting up in the United States is Nashville, Tennessee. That's why,
bro. That's why, like, when it comes for sports, like football, college football, SEC, the South, bro, they're the best. Basketball, I mean, SEC, dude, like North Carolina, Duke, Florida. Historically, SEC has been known for fucking basketball, football. There's fucking sports, dude.
The Bible Belt schools.
Yeah, man. Like, true. That is very, very fucking true, man. And it's crazy, when it comes to the education. They got all them fucking colleges, bro, all in one little area, bro. That shit it's living itself out as you see it. You know what I mean? As he talks about what the fuck shit's based out of.
Why we covered the colleges and the education system. That's why we covered the Parthenon. We're going to go into that in a little more detail and what's inside of it and what this represents. Nashville built the full-size replica of the Parthenon, and remember, they built it, and it was so significant how it had an effect on the people. They chose to make it a permanent presence in the city. The Parthenon is a temple of wisdom for the goddess Athena. Just as the Twin Towers were struck as a symbol of economic might, and just as the Pentagon was struck as a symbol of military might, and as the U.S. soil was struck as a symbol of our nation's prophetic origin, Nashville is going to be struck by an immense ball of fire from heaven as a judgment of God, because it is a symbol of Greek education, and Greek education is the education of philosophy, which is there are no moral absolutes. And humanism. Don't judge me, and I won't judge you.
No moral absolutes. That means like that's the reason why. I mean, the way what came to my mind is no moral absolutes. That's the reason why you're seeing a bunch of people not giving a fuck about like abortion and shit. Like that's why you hear a lot of fucking females and dudes like you know what the fuck I'm talking about. The videos you've seen before. You know, no morals, dude. No fucking morals, bro.
Yeah, no more absolute vodka just in time.
No more trying to be the crown royal
of
the country rap game.
What bro? What they be saying about his neck? His neck is like all flaky and shit.
Flake neck.
Oh, bro, all flake neck, bro. I crack up when they talk about his neck, bro.
Look, but he took the flakes off his neck and he put them on a grill and put them in his mouth.
Oh, good God. Okay. All right, let's get. Oh my God.
Romanticism, which is follow your heart. Listen to your emotions. Remember what the Bible says in Jeremiah 17 and verse 9? The heart is deceitfully wicked. Who can know it? But the world says romanticism, your emotions will never steer you in the wrong direction. And it is the origin of higher criticism, which is used in theological seminaries that are part of the apostate system, where they take human interpretation of spiritual things, and this removes proof texting and which is the teaching from William Miller's Rules of Interpretation, that the Bible is a system of truth, and it is supposed to be interpreted line upon line, precept upon precept, here a little, there a little, meaning in Isaiah chapter 28 verses 9 and 10, the Bible is its own expositor. The Bible defines itself, and if you don't understand something in the Bible, in the book of Revelation, for example, that is because the Bible has already defined that symbol or that meaning somewhere else in the entire.
What?
It's weird. I was just reading those names. It's like I was thinking like philosophy, romantic, and then it says higher human.
Right.
So I wonder if the philosophy of the romantic higher human.
Nephilim. Higher humans, romanticized humans. Then we have the Nephilim, the giants that are not true.
Yeah, I don't know. I just kind of like seen that, and I was thinking, of the difference of people back then.
Or here you go, Jody. Sniper. Criticize the philosophy of romanticizing higher humans.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, y'all making my fucking brain fucking think now.
I know. We got to get higher before we start thinking this.
But don't get higher criticism. Just get higher.
Okay, I understand. All your heart and higher criticism, human interpretation of spiritual things.
That could be that too. That's what I'm saying. It could be. It could be so many things. It could be of the spirits. It could be of you know, maybe they're talking about, like Gabe was saying, the Giants back in the day.
Mm-hmm. But it, romanticizing higher humanism. What do people do these days? They glorify these NFL players and these Hollywood actors. They don't.
Yeah.
That's what this is talking about. That's literally
Yes, you need to glorify God, not these fake idols. Do not glorify false idols.
that's where it's the hub, bro. Nashville's the hub. That's what
Yes.
God is saying, that Nashville is the hub of all that shit.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's crazy. Yeah.
They're all playing.
Good catch, Sniper.
They're all partaking.
Good catch, bro.
Entire manuscript of the Word of God. Remember, God wrote the Bible through men. It says the Holy Spirit moved upon men of God as they wrote these things revealed to them. And so God does not let any one thing be left without interpretation. But higher criticism is taking one verse, isolating it, and then trying to interpret it based on humanistic interpretation, such as philosophy, humanism, and romanticism. And this,
what the fucking Jews do,
has caused great damage
and people like Jelly Roll
in the theological world around the in the whole world, and it's led to things like futurism and other false teachings that we now see, dispensationalism, and this has caused a lot of conflict in the world of religion today. But again, this is a symbol of Greek education.
Disinformation.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
They just use different words for the same shit.
Right.
And Jelly Roll, his initials are JR, Jews rule.
Fuck him.
Greeks were atheists and polytheistic. And when you take atheism and you mix it with polytheism and you put it in a system of false worship of Catholicism during the Dark Ages, this is what you get: philosophy, humanism, romanticism, and higher criticism.
Yep.
This is like the four horsemen of education, and none of them do anything good. Trust me. It is the symbol of Greek idolatry of sports. The Greek Olympics. Nashville is home to
Greek mythology. If you just notice, he just said the four horsemen.
Right.
What are they in Greek mythology?
What is it?
Zeus, Poseidon, Hades,
Odin, or
am I right?
I
don't know. Let's ask
I'm
Google.
not 100% sure.
No, there's more than four Greek gods. There's more than four.
There's more than four of the Greek gods. But I'm saying with as far as like Greek mythology, when you're talking about the four horsemen, is I was thinking of what the fuck are they called? The guards.
The guards. What do you mean? What do you mean, buddy?
God, I'm trying to think of what the hell that
Google
was.
The gods of what? The gods of time?
No, Google says the four horsemen of the apocalypse, often associated with the book of Revelations in the Bible, typically understood as conquest, war, famine, and death. While not directly represented as gods in the Greek pantheon, they can be seen as personifications of concepts that have counterparts in Greek mythology. Specifically, conquest could be associated with Zeus, war with Ares or Mars in Roman mythology, famine with Lemos, and death with Thanatos or Hades. So Thanos or Hades.
Yeah.
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 Okay.
What up, Bulldog?
I was just
welcome to the party.
My brain isn't working.
Hey, but what about that? What about that Viking dude, the fucking God of War. What's that fucker's name?
Shit, I don't fucking know, but he's a badass.
Fucking Odin. What about that motherfucker?
He's badass, man. Bad motherfucker. Bad mamma jamma, dude. Same thing with fucking Ragnar, bro. Yeah, dude. That's my dude, bro. Bjorn. All right, dude. We're getting into all fucking.
Yeah, my bad.
Yeah, we're all
My bad.
Vikings all fucking night, dude. Shit. Fucking what do they say? Fucking what the fuck do they say? Score.
Once we hit Rebel, maybe once we hit 30 minutes, so another like 5-6 minutes on the video, and then once we hit that 30-minute mark, maybe we'll do part 2 and finish up the rest of this video the next time we come on. We're gonna try to come on Sunday. If not Sunday, then whenever Gabe will be able to do it.
Bet. That's cool with me, though. That's cool with me. Okay.
Do
you guys wanna play the video a little bit more?
Yeah, buddy.
You gotta play it.
Okay.
Just get it to 30 minutes.
Let's get it to 3-0, okay? And then I'm gonna cut it off. No more. All right. It's gonna get cut off, all right? Cut off like your light bill when you don't pay, okay? We're gonna light some candles around this bitch. Candles in the sand.
Or cut off your water, like I said.
You gotta save some stars for tomorrow.
Damn right. All right, let's get it.
Different professional NBA, NFL, and whatever. I don't even follow much sports. So, and the Parthenon is the Greek pagan temple of Athena, which represents Greek education and philosophical thought. So let's take a closer look at that. Hidden in plain sight, what you're looking at is the inside of the Parthenon in Nashville, Tennessee. And there's this beautiful, lovely lady chilling in there.
Hell no,
inside the tower, inside of the Nashville Parthenon is the largest, I repeat, the largest pagan idol in North America. The goddess Athena, standing 42 feet tall. Athena is garbed in a golden dress and has a serpent with red eyes around her feet. Here's the tail going around, and there's the serpent with the red eyes. Wears battle armor. Here's the spear. Here's the war trident head and the great shield. And has a fallen angel right here that gives her power in her right hand. She is portrayed as being pregnant. She has a swollen stomach, and between her breast is the head of a child, a woman pregnant with a child with red glowing eyes, with a fallen angel in her hand, wearing battle armor, in a golden dress, supported by the work of men beneath her feet, with a serpent around her foundation giving her power. Now, if you were the devil, would you not be proud to call this depiction your bride, for example? However, we have a holy Bible that speaks also of a bride. Revelation chapter 12, verses 1 and 2 says, "And there appeared a great wonder in heaven, a woman clothed with the sun and the moon under her feet, and upon her head a crown of 12 stars. And she, being with child, cried, travailing in birth and pain to be delivered." Revelation chapter 19, verses 7 and 8 says, "Let us be glad and rejoice and give honor to him, for the marriage of the Lamb is come, and his wife hath made herself ready. And to her was granted that she should be arrayed in fine linen, clean and white, for the fine linen is the righteousness of saints." Very interesting. We see this depiction of a satanic bride ready for war and pregnant with a demonic child. And we see the depiction of God's bride. The bride appeared in the righteousness of the saints.
Why the fuck do they have that in Nashville, bro? Why the fuck do they have that in Nashville, bro? For what?
Then we wonder why we have evil on Earth.
Bro, why they have all them school shootings, why they have all that fucking crazy shit, why fucking people come up missing down fucking on Broadway, bro? Because they got this shit built in that fucking, what the fuck? Bro, that's bad juju, bro. That is bad juju. What the fuck? I'm just sitting here looking at it, bro. Like, why do they have this shit built, bro? For what? What is the purpose? Is somebody going in there at nighttime? Certain people going there at nighttime and like worshiping that thing? Doing rituals or something? Can you go to this place? Like, is it like a fucking museum? Or is it like cut off to the public? Nobody can go. And they just got it sitting there. Does anybody know? Because this is
okay. What?
It's fucking weird. It's
this
fucking
is kind
weird.
of thrown off, but the Statue of Liberty wears a crown, right?
Oh, you don't want to get the Statue of Liberty with me, bro.
Hold on.
That's Satan himself.
It's got 7 spikes.
Right.
That represent the 7 continents and the 7 oceans. That's 14 different things it represents. Now that beautiful angel that he talks about in the next slide has 12 on her crown. So are the other 2 spikes missing from her crown because it's the 2 horns? As in the devil?
Mm.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know.
I don't know. It just popped in my head.
Yeah, it's something to think about. But this shit right here is weird. I don't give a fuck.
Yeah.
Like, why the fuck would you build that shit? Why would you build that shit? Doesn't make any sense.
Well, they have the statue of the devil down there too. I mean, well, they don't necessarily call it the devil, but
it's all that shit's obviously demonic. It's not. It's not positive.
Well, I'm about to look something up real quick.
Hell yeah.
Go ahead. Y'all
let me know whenever you're ready.
Saints, which is the clean white linen and pregnant with the child, from Revelation 12. And so there's a very different dynamic between these 2 women. And this isn't a biblical term, but I would call them the dueling brides. You have the kingdom of Satan on earth, where he's trying to bring as many people into his false system of our Lord, a false system of worship. This is the whore, or the false bride, the wicked bride, the bride of Satan. Then you have God's kingdom in heaven, and he's calling us to his kingdom because there is this great controversy, and his bride is depicted in Revelation 12, which is beginning kind of in the time of Christ, when she was pregnant with this child. And then when the persecution came against her, she went into the wilderness, which represented the world, and she was protected. Her people were protected. The gospel was protected all the way through the seals being opened, and from the scroll, and the trumpet blasts blowing against the which are retributive judgments of God upon all of these crusades and battles during with pagan Rome and the Jews and papal Rome.
That's whenever you start mentioning the fucking Jews and shit, Snipe.
I wonder if the Statue of Liberty is the God's woman.
Well, if you look up,
that's what I was saying.
If you look up a picture of, type in Google, painting of Lucifer, and it will come up and zoom in on dude's face, bro. I promise you, if you look at him, if you look at the painting of Lucifer, it looks exactly like the fucking Statue of Liberty. Real shit. Shit, I'll fucking pull it up right now.
Yeah. That's what I'm saying. Is the Statue of Liberty this woman on her head a crown of 12 stars?
Based on the wife of the maker. So if it's based on the wife of the maker, I
she
know
had a
what the French people are saying that they gave it to us, but saying, you know what I'm saying. But if you read it like that, then yeah. But you read it in
okay.
the
So
like the
she had.
biblical terms. I mean, I
Mhm.
wonder if it was her. I'm not saying it is. I'm just saying.
Mhm.
Or
But
maybe
yeah,
does it?
that's.
Or maybe is it mirrored and Athena is the good one and the other one is bad
Mhm.
under smoke and mirrors.
Who knows? I'd have to dive into that for sure.
Mm.
Fuck.
Hmm.
Yeah, I don't know.
Sorry, y'all. Fucking.
Oh, you good, man?
All right, let's get it.
All of this stuff had to happen through history, and it says that she was protected and God protected her through the earth. And then in Revelation 19, which the context is the second coming of Christ, his bride had made herself ready and she had overcome her enemy. So in the end, there's only room for one bride. Sadly, this one's built in Nashville. Horrible, 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 horrible. And you think it's going to get destroyed? It is. Trust me.
That's crazy.
Now, what else about Nashville?
All
Nashville
right,
is never.
all right. Well, this is where we'll come back in at, bro.
Okay.
We're shy of
Yeah.
30 minutes. We're shy of 30 minutes, but this right here is a good place to stop and come back.
To stop right
Yeah.
now, yeah, because you guys are gonna
Yes.
want to watch this Music
Yeah.
City
Now,
part.
now we're getting into
That
some
was like
really good stuff.
we just went through like the history of Nashville and everything and how how everything is. He's going to give more history on Nashville and everything, but
Hmm.
now we're going to go into the music scene and how everything's pretty much
Connected.
satanic. Yeah, satanic, man, and connected, and just it's evil, dude. And if it's right in
Right.
front of our face, why would you want to be a part of that? One, and two, why would you want to support it? Why would you want to support that shit? Because we all know, you know,
Oh,
what that shit fucking leads to, what it's leading to. What have we been seeing over the last 5 to 10 years? They've been
right.
sex trafficking, fucking, ditties and fucking, all this shit, all of it, all of it, all of it, all of it. From Hollywood
Well,
movies.
we've seen a lot of lies and manipulation. That's what we've seen.
Exactly.
Here you go. So if it's all smoke and mirrors, what happens when you break a mirror? Get 7 years
Dead.
of bad luck.
But yeah, shit. Yeah,
7
7 years.
spikes. 7 spikes on the Statue of Liberty.
Yeah. Your whole fucking life's fucked up. I say, for the rest of your life, if you go play them games, bro, you go play them
Okay.
games. People,
Okay.
man,
But what when Jewish people get married, what do?
I have no
They
idea.
stomp on glass.
Really?
Pretty
I
sure.
I didn't fucking know that. I don't know shit about Jews, bro, and their
Don't
fucking.
they say Mazel Tov or some bullshit like that?
I
Yeah.
have no
Yeah.
idea. I can barely understand them whenever they're talking, bro. All I know is I can understand that when they say, "Bitch, we gonna have 2,000 slaves."
Then they jump over a broomstick or some shit
That's
like
all I
that.
can
I'm
remember.
not 100% sure, but yeah.
Yeah, we're gonna have part 2 probably on Sunday.
Yeah.
Definitely. Hey,
Yeah.
TD, man, British Bulldog,
Jewish.
everybody, man. I appreciate everybody sticking around, man,
Mhm.
watching the show.
The tradition of breaking a glass under the chuppah symbolizes both the destruction of the temple in Jerusalem and the fragility of marriage, reminding the couple to cherish their union and remember the challenges of life.
Yeah, she said yes. That in death case, said yes. They throw glass bottle or glass down, or put a cloth over the glass and stomp on it.
Mm-hmm.
Huh. Yeah. That's it's weird, but you know, that's what the
I don't know.
fake chosen people like to do. You know.
But what did y'all think of this episode, chat? Those who are still here.
Oh, girl, twerking.
You guys want us to keep going
Oh,
on this? You guys want to see the Music City part? Like, we want your we want your feedback. We doing what you guys want, or
but
you know.
but British. Is it because it's full of Jews, or is it because people are drunk?
Bowl the race. Bowl
Hell
the
yeah.
race. Oh, girl,
No, we appreciate all y'all.
Real shit, man.
But we're definitely doing a part 2. Y'all tune in. Cool. If not, this is interesting, especially when it gets into the music.
Yeah. The next part's really good.
Definitely, man.
But it is kind of strange that America was found in 1492, but it's mentioned in one of the oldest books in the world.
Yeah.
You know,
the manipulation of the mind through education, man. That's what we're doing.
Stoner, vibrations and frequencies. You might want to tune into the next part, bro.
Straight up.
I'm questioning your question, Bulldog.
Hey, you can question whatever you want, bro.
Keep your opinionisms to yourself, mister.
Yeah, no opinionisms over here.
No opinion.
Yeah, we're just fucking with you, man. It's all. I mean, we're questioning this shit too, man. It's not. It's not like we're saying it for facts. It's not like we are fucking historians here. We're just going off of shit we know and what we've seen and what we know is facts of what we've read and gone through ourselves.
Right.
Well, I've said this, I think 2 or 3 times on this show. You cannot fully understand something unless you know every angle of everything.
Right.
So my opinion plus Bulldog's opinion will help me learn a new opinion.
Yeah. We're not talking about the anal that the other side pays attention to. We're talking about the angle, not the anal.
This guy.
I know.
He's on a roll, ain't he?
Smoke too much weed.
But yeah, appreciate y'all hanging out. Damn, we went 2 hours tonight. Ooh, y'all lucky.
Yeah, buddy.
They probably like, these motherfuckers are still talking and I gotta listen.
Oh, it's all right, man.
Yeah.
It's all right. We'd be doing it anyways.
Yeah.
Right. But we'll definitely pick back up on this as soon as this ends. I'm gonna put the link to that video down in the description. So if any of y'all want to watch the rest of it on your own time, that way when we come back to it, we can have a little better discussions, maybe different opinions.
Bulldog. Always the one that has the question shit, man.
We love you, British. We love you, bro. Always.
Right.
You're a real good dude.
Yeah, buddy. Creek Squad.
Creek Squad. Night, y'all.
Creek Squad.